See, the only problem that I feel in data science is it's like an ocean,
Mm-hmm.
and people get what you call, they lose their focus. So one day you're, let's say, learning a simple algorithm like a linear regression. Second day, I will see that same person working on trying to understand how does GPT work, or how does image processing work, or how does NLP work, and
It's
which
true.
kind of baffles me because there's a step-by-step process. So probably only thing, and all the content and all the material is easily available on internet.
For example, let's take, I just want to become a data scientist. I don't know anything at all. So what are the top five skills that you can just recommend me? First of all, thank you, Nishkam, for my coming to this channel and giving your time for this podcast. So I just know that you're just 10 years experience in this field and in IT industry. Even I would love to learn from you, and even my audience are looking to learn from you. And also, I just posted recently, like I'm just having a podcast with you in my community. So many of them have asked the questions as well. So I hope you will answer that. And also, I just hope to learn all those things. So yeah, so
Yeah,
first a little bit introduction about yourself, Nishkam.
sure, Suman. So, Suman, small correction. It's almost 8.5 for me, not 10.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah.
fine, fine.
So that's how I. So let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Nishkam. I am the lead data scientist for Bristol Cone right now. So Bristol Cone is a basically AI-based supply chain company. It's a part of the Mahindra Group larger family, so on and so forth. Before this, I was working with Walmart for a few years. I think 2.5 odd years. I was there as a data scientist again. And then before that, I think for 5.5 odd years, I was working for Accenture services. Right. So this kind of comes out to be 8.5 years of my total experience. And my forte, or my the area of interest that excites me the most within the umbrella of data science is the AI ML, the customization of algorithms, solving problem state use cases, solving business problems, and so on and so forth. Right. And apart from this, I do a lot of what you call mentoring and training. So I teach in one of the IntelliPath IIT Madras course over there. I teach. Then I am contributing a lot of in IM Gozi Code and IIT Palakad's data science course content, basically creation and delivery of those course content. And a lot of there are many blogs as well you can find on Emeritus and different platforms and work. So I can name so many platforms where I have my digital presence right now, where I'm trying to just help the community in whatever way I can. Like Global AI Hub over there, I am uh, one of the associates over there as well, right? A community lead basically. So yeah. So all over the place, apart from my office, doing a lot of stuff, trying to just help the community, trying to learn from everybody, and try to probably help a few people to learn data science as well.
Yeah, that's a really interesting introduction, Ishkam. So I have seen that you're just part of many communities and organizations as well. So that's the right spirit. I'm just thinking that. So it's not about continuous consuming. We have to give back to the community. So yeah, that's
Exactly.
even I just inspired from you as well. So yeah, that's a very good, interesting introduction, Ishkam. So yeah, how you just started your career? So I just seen that you just worked in Accenture, right? So how can you just define that journey from your college to Accenture? So let's start from there.
Okay. So it was a very interesting journey, right? So it was not a college placement. So
Okay.
there is something called e-litmus. I'm sure you must have heard of it. If you write those exams, so it's a very difficult exam, to be very honest. It's an aptitude exam, and if you write those exams, pretty good organizations reach out to you, whosoever score pretty well. So I think I scored 99 or something out of 100, the percentile in the aptitude.
Great.
And see, that's where probably my interest in data science also started, was because probably I think I'm okay in mathematics and the statistics and all those part, right? So aptitude and everything. So I wrote e-litmus, got a good score, got a call for Accenture. I still remember I went to Chandigarh for there was one university in Chandigarh, Chitkara University, something like that. I went over there for the interview. Everything went well, got selected. Then I had this thing that I wanted to move out and explore new culture and everything. So on the tool of Accenture, I preferred a location for Bangalore, though I am from north of India and everything. So
Yes.
because I just wanted to just explore new stuff. So came to Bangalore and then the journey started. Yeah.
Yeah, and where like currently where are you staying, Nishkan?
I'm in Bangalore now. It's been like many years now. I'm in Bangalore, settled, have
Where are you
bought a house and
from?
everything. Okay, I am from Meerut, UP. That is north of India.
Mhm.
Meerut is 60 kilometers from New Delhi. So West UP, that's where I belong to. Pure Hindi speaking belt.
Yeah, it's been a great journey from UP to Bangalore. Yeah.
I mean, no, it's not like that. But UP is also doing pretty well nowadays. So, but yeah, again, Meerut being a tier two, tier three city, and Bangalore being Bangalore, right? So, yeah, it's a quite of interesting journey for me, and I really like this place. Truly Cosmo, Bangalore. You have all these cultures, Kannadigas, Teluguites, Malayalis, Hindi-speaking belt, Marathi. So I just love that, and everybody is kind of gelling together and working. I mean, staying peacefully, nicely. So I really like this vibe of this place, and also the weather. Like right now, Bangalore is what 22 degrees, and Delhi is 44 and 45. God, even I mean, I'm just scared to think about going back to Delhi or north of India in this summer.
Yeah, that's great. That's great, Nishkam. And yeah,
Mm.
how is your experience in Accenture? So that's great journey from to Accenture. So from there, like what are the things that you just learned? What are the things you just worked? So it's around 5 years, right? You just worked on Accenture. Okay. So
Yeah,
definitely you
five
might have
five and a half
worked.
odd.
Yeah, you might have worked on different projects, different domains, etc. Right? So what's your complete experience of that?
So Accenture was very kind to me. In 5 years, I got what? Back-to-back promotions, right? And so
Great.
it was really kind for me. Like I think I completed my one and a half year. I got highest rating in that promotion. Then after one and a half years, again highest rating and promotion. And then after 1.5 2 years, when I was kind of due, then I kind of thought, and I got this wonderful opportunity of Walmart, so I kind of moved over there. Within Accenture, my experience, as you talked about what kind of domain or industry or problem statements we worked upon, my experience was mostly towards the hospitality domain. So I worked on clients like Starwood. So that time it was Starwood. Now Starwood has got merged with Marriott now. And then the next client was again another intercontinental hotel. So a lot of hospitality travel industry. I did a lot of certifications within travel industry. So there's a certifying body called AHLEI in
Mhm.
America. They give exams. So they have two level of exams. One is an kind of associate level exam. Other one is a management level exam. So I cleared both these certifications. So my again because working in a field like travel and all, so it was a lot of problems related to hospitality, airlines, so on and so forth. So this was a typical my journey of 5.5 years. As I said, very kind journey. Got couple of promotion and everything. So yeah, Accenture was good. And
Yeah,
this journey was divided. So a couple of years I was in Bangalore, couple of years I went back to Gurgaon. So it was here and there. So that's how it was.
yeah. From that, you just said that back-to-back promotions, right? So from that itself, I can just understand the hard work that you just put, Nishkam.
I would say that Accenture was very kind to me. Somehow things clicked for me over there. So it was a nice journey for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like from Accenture to data science, like you just worked as you just moved to Walmart, right? So how's your experience with Walmart, and how your previous experience working with Accenture helped you in that current role at Walmart?
Mm-hmm. So see, Walmart is a completely different ball game altogether, right?
Mhm.
Accenture, a typical service-based organization. You need to keep the client happy. You need to deliver timelines, projects, deadlines, and all those typical service-based. Very good environment. I think Accenture is a wonderful organization for any youngster or any fresher to start. It really teaches you the work ethics, the professionalism, the nuances of working in a corporate world. It was very, very. I mean, that was the biggest takeaway. See, technology, knowledge, that is there. Obviously, you learn as you grow, right? And
Yeah.
also, like you learn in your college time as well, right? But this nuances of a corporate life, how to be professional, how to actually approach things, right? Learn the corporate way or learn the way how to behave in certain situation, learn to how to handle pressure. So this professionally and in a proper way, right? This is all what I would say the biggest takeaway for me was from Accenture. And as I said, Walmart, product based organization, not answering to any client, right? We are trying to see Accenture might be looking for delivering on time with a
Yeah.
decent quality, and Walmart would be we can take 2 more extra days, but let's say the quality should be the top notch. So it was a different experience. Walmart again, my domain was completely different. So Walmart, my experience was into people analytics. So there we were solving HR related problems, and then between that, I mean, during my tenure in Walmart, this COVID came, right? So we kind of collaborated with one of the external vendors to have a forecasting model to suggest how many COVID cases will be there in Walmart, right?
Yeah.
So
Great.
nobody was able to solve that eventually, right?
Yeah,
Even the
yeah.
world is not able to solve that, but we tried our sweet little way, creating dashboards and everything for that, headcount forecasting, how many employees would be there. So all things related to people analytics, retention model, right? Let's say Sumant comes and joins us, right? How many months or how many years Sumant is going to stay with us? Sumant
Yeah.
seems to be a smart chap. Maybe in 6 months he'll get a better opportunity.
Mm-mm.
So developing such models, working on people-related stuff, it is very interesting. And see, again, the part is it is highly confidential data.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
learned this new thing in Walmart was that how to handle such confidential data, how to smartly present it to stakeholders, people who are looking at this data from last 30 years. So one of my senior director, I think he was analytics lead for last 25, 30 years, something like that, right? And to present in front of him such confidential information and insight, it was an interesting journey. So Walmart was where I think I learned the most. So that 2.5 years was the phase in my career where I learned the most. Again, got promoted over there. So again, Walmart was very nice. Everything went well. So yeah, that's how Walmart journey was.
So yeah, that's a great story, Nishkam. And how can you just define that service-based company and product-based company? So like for example, let's say you just fresher want to join some company. So what advice you can just give to them, like whether to choose a service-based company or let's say product-based company?
See, first of all, there is a lot of myth going around that product-based companies gives you more salary than
Yeah, yeah.
service-based company. I'm not comparing Walmart to Accenture. I'm
Mm-mm.
not doing that. Obviously, I should not do that. But there are many service-based companies who are paying really well. Right? There are a lot of analytics
True.
companies who are paying a lot of well. I will not name those companies, but I think everybody knows, right?
Yeah,
There are
yeah.
many, plethora of them, right? So any fresher who wants to basically join, one thing for sure is the product base will be more towards the research side of it, right? Like taking your if I talk in data science terms, let's say taking my model's accuracy from 95 to 96, I will spend 10 more days on that. And services would be going above the standard, obviously delivering quality and then delivering on time. So it will basically teach you those ethics of how to handle stakeholder handling and all. In product base also, you have your internal stakeholders, everything is there, but a little different approach of working. And so yeah, I think both is interesting because I have worked in both the. Okay, now when you say that, I'm just thinking which one is better. Uh, Hard to pick, but yeah, it was good. I mean, my experience in Walmart was, I think, more interesting than probably a service-based experience. But again, I've moved back to a service-based organization, so I am all for service-based organization.
Yeah, that's fine. And I just want to ask you, how's the work culture? For example, let's say if you just take a startup, so you will be in all the data science pipeline, right? For example, let's say from data preparation to data like collection to pre-processing,
Mm-hmm.
model building, deployment, we will be in part of everything. So how, for
Mm-hmm.
example, let's say if you take any data science project, so how's the work divided in that service-based companies?
Okay, so usually service based and not service based. I think this happens across. So there is always a team, right? One
Mhm.
person cannot do everything. So there would be, let's say there are three folks or four folks who are working on a project, right? One being a pure data analyst. Second one, let's say, is a data engineer slash backend engineer. And third one, let be your data scientist or the MLAI engineer, if I can say so, because data science, I think everything is data
Yeah,
science.
yeah.
And then the fourth one is somebody like a reporting guy or a data visualization guy, right? Or a See, the point is, even if you develop the best model in this world, you need to have a consumption layer so that the end user can interact with it, right? To your
Sure.
model. So this is how typically a small 4 people team is more than enough. And usually in organization like ours right now, we have folks from all different walk of life. And so probably my job would be to write the Python code and the ML algorithm. I will pass it on to one of my colleagues who can help and put it in a consumption layer, which might look pretty nice, right? Deploy it.
Mhm.
So yes, you will have different roles segregated. Probably cut to when you're, let's say, working in a product base, depends upon again your experience and what kind of team you are. In my case, it was more like we were responsible for developing the model and we were responsible for building the consumption layer, data pipeline, everything. So it was a purely IC role. So individual contributor, right? So directly writing the SQL query, getting the data, building a model, putting it in a Power BI layer or somewhere, and explaining it to a stakeholder eventually, like the storytelling part as well, right?
Yeah.
So you have to do everything. But here probably you have help in every aspect. So that's what my personal experience is, but I'm not generalizing it for a product based versus service based.
Yeah, that's great explanation, Nishkam. So I just seen you just said that at the beginning you just mentored different organizations, right? And you're just part of many communities. So what you just learned from there, like for example, let's take you will just face many kind of freshers, right? Who just want to transition into data science, etc. Right? So what the quality that just they lack? So what you can just suggest to them? So if you just improve this part, you can just definitely excel in this. So what you can just suggest? Definitely you might have seen many such cases, right?
Yeah. See, the only problem that I feel in data science is it's like an ocean. And people get they lose their focus. So one day you're let's say learning a simple algorithm like a linear regression. Second day I will see that same person working on trying to understand how does GPT work, or how does image processing work, or how does NLP work, and which kind of baffles me, because there's a step-by-step process. So probably only thing, and all the content and all the material is easily available on internet, easily, free of cost. There are many contributors who are creating content of data science to learn. Only thing that probably freshers are lacking is a structured way, and not just freshers. It can be anybody, like a 10-year experienced person who wants to get into data science world. The only thing that they're lacking is they don't have a structure. So that is where probably mentoring helps. So if you have, like, let's say somebody who can tell you, boss, you need to do this for a month, and this is where you need to focus for next 5 months. Probably 6 months down the line, you should be in a state of going and trying to give interviews for a data science group. So this is, I think, what is lacking, because see, as soon as you log into LinkedIn, or as soon as you log into YouTube, right, you'll have one post of NLP, then next post of image processing, then next post of God knows what not, right? Which are all wonderful stuff. But if you directly want to do that, probably that's not the correct way. So there's always a structure to it, right? You need to learn ABCD before you start forming sentences.
Yeah, that's true. That's
so focus on fundamentals. Focus on basics and fundamental is my small sweet advice.
Yeah, that's really great advice, Nishkam. And even I've just seen many of the folks who just what you just said at the beginning, right? So they just start with Python, and the next day they just go to NLP or computer vision. So even I just in my circle itself, even from my experience, like where many of them asking me the advice, right? Even I just seen many such things. So yeah, that's a really great advice, Nishkam. So for example, let's take, I just want to become a data scientist. I don't know anything at all. So what are the top five skills that you can just recommend me?
Okay, funny enough, because I just wrote the exact same article last month. It's there in production. I'll quickly just just help you recall those 5 skills what I mentioned over there. First one is your simple your statistics, mathematics, linear algebra, the base foundation of mathematics, right? Second is, let's say you are looking for an AI ML engineer, so you should know AI ML algorithms, right? So what kind of algorithms you're looking for to solve your problem use cases. Then third is, when you know all of this, you need the machine to be able to understand that. For that, you need a programming language to implement your knowledge. So programming language can be your Python, R, SAS, whatever you wish like. Python is something that I would suggest strongly, going by the industry trend right now, right? Then fourth one is basically your business knowledge, domain knowledge. That is also very crucial, right? For example, if I say 10 years old kid, and then I say $10 of salary, right? For machine, both are 10. It is us who has to tell machine this is age and this is salary, right? So basically understanding the data. And fifth one, last but not the least, storytelling. You should be smart enough to understand technically to your model, and then explain it to somebody. Let's say if I have to explain it to my 10-year-old nephew, I should be able to explain what I'm doing. Then only you will be able to convince your stakeholders, your clients, your business partners in your organization when you're working as a professional. So storytelling again is something people don't pay a lot of focus on, but it's very crucial. So these are the 5 skills I would strongly recommend.
Yeah, that's really great, Nishkam. And from that 5 points, I just want to pick that last point, right? Storytelling. So how can one just build storytelling? Like for example, let's say if you're just working on any project. So how can you just explain like how one should develop that storytelling skill?
It's actually one of the most toughest skill to develop. See, mathematics is something probably you can practice and learn. You
Yeah.
read about it. So storytelling is something you need to talk a lot. In the sense, among your data science community, let's say you're developing something, you're working on some POC or you're working on something, go and explain it to somebody and think, I mean, say, and observe what is the response.
Mm.
Are they able to explain it? Or better, what I try to explain it to my parents over the dinner.
Okay.
If I can explain my work to my mother, I think I am understanding what I'm doing. So that's how at least I approach. So you can try that. You can try with your friends. But yeah, you need to talk about your work. That's how you will develop that habit of storytelling. So that once you are in a pressure situation, you are still able to explain and justify what you are doing because you have done it n number of times in the past. So that's how you develop that. You practice basically the skill.
Yeah, that's where this writing blogs, creating videos, like all this comes under place.
Verbal, oral, written, however you can, but
Yeah, yeah.
explain your work, explain what you're doing in a simple language, not technical jargons.
Yeah, that's a really great, Nishkam. And so, yeah, anything that you just want to say, explain any apart from that. So I just got a question from this from my the community. So they just asked about this IIT something course about the IntelliPath. Is it good or not? They just asked me. So
So okay, so yeah, so it's an interesting course. I am the industry mentor over there, and then there are IIT professors as well who are taking it. So it's kind of few things how to implement stuff in industry. I would be helping you, and then how let's say few of the technicalities IIT professors would be explaining it. So it's a very good course in my opinion. I mean, I'm associated with it, so I might have a little bias this thing, but yeah, covers from end to end. So I kind of I have suggested this course to many of my fellow colleagues and peers or juniors whosoever approached to me, and there are many other, not that one. But again, if you just categorically ask me how is that course, I would say it's a decent course.
yeah, and there are a lot of courses available in the market, right? So many of them they're just saying that learn data science in 3 months. Learn you can just learn data science in 1 month. So what you just talk, what you just say about
Okay,
that courses?
okay, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, sure.
It is
Definitely.
impossible. It's a marketing gimmick. I am so it doesn't work that way. Sadly, it's as I said. See, data science is a big ocean, and the learning curve is kind of very steep. Right? It takes a little bit time, but the best part is it is highly awarding and rewarding. So
Mhm.
if you have patience, if you can put in your effort, 6 months, a year, sincere effort, I think you can crack wonderful job opportunities. You can get very good amount of salaries, and also apart from that, you can solve a lot of interesting things. Not just the materialistic part. Even the job satisfaction is pretty good that you're actually doing something interesting. You're solving some interesting use cases.
Mm-mm. What you just
Hmm.
even my audience, even in the community, I used to get the DMs right from the community group. So many of them they used
Hmm.
to ask. So I just want to switch from. So let's say I'm just from a different background. I just want to switch to data science. So what
Hmm.
courses you just suggest? So they just asking such questions. So I just said that there are a lot of free content available, and you can just
Exactly.
learn it for free. But they just say that so no, we won't trust the free content. So they just want the paid courses. So what you can say about this, the paid courses and the free resources?
I strongly believe, at least right now, when I'm speaking May 2022, right? You don't need to pay to learn data science the way the
Sure.
community is working.
Mm.
The community is actually investing a lot of time, lot folks on YouTube, folks on different platforms, right? So they are creating a lot of content, beautiful content. They even have playlists where you'll have some structured approach as well.
Yeah.
Only thing probably you need is somebody who can reach out to you, who you can reach out to and probably take some guidance and mentorship. So
Yeah.
probably rather than going and enrolling into an course, you can always utilize the free content. Free books are available, PDF licensed versions are available, and probably maybe a senior somewhere you can ping every 10, 15 days or monthly and just say, boss, am I on right track or not? So I think I would strongly suggest that the free content is very beautiful right now.
And the
It's
books
more than
are
sufficient.
yeah, that's true,
Hmm.
Nishkam. And the books are underrated thing, right? So many of them are just going for these courses, let's say the videos, blogs. But so yeah, they are just the books are the underrated thing, right? So what you just suggest some of the books for learning data science, or let's say what you just talk about the books compared to the courses and the paid content?
Correct. I believe people are getting lazier day by day. So they think watching videos will make them learn faster. But again, the way you have put it, I think you have phrased it very perfectly. Books are becoming underrated, which I believe should not be the case, right? So there should be. I mean, you should always look for. Just a second, I'll show you something. See, artificial intelligence. This book is what? More than 1,000 pages, and this is what I have right now. I mean, just next to me.
Yeah.
So books are made for many people. So I strongly feel you should the knowledge that you will get from books, the typical, at least for the fundamentals. Obviously, now the fancy part or the new age things that are developing every other day, maybe there's not a very good books that are already available, but probably you can refer to a lot of YouTube contents and other content. But for the fundamentals, basics, which is the most important part, I think you should fall back to the proper book way of studying. I think that works for me. I mean, that's my suggestion.
Yeah, that's a great, Nishkam. And yeah, one final thing that you just want to share with audience, or let's say from your experiences, from your learnings, one final thing that you just want to say, anything regarding data science or learning, anything. Sure.
So only thing is, don't get scared, don't get overwhelmed by data science or the things that are out there in LinkedIn. Let's say I'm speaking to freshers or people who are trying to get into data science, right? So let's say you started learning last 1 month back, 2 months back, or you're learning data science because of the buzzword, the hype around it. So don't get overwhelmed by the content, or you might think that people are making models like where it is detecting COVID mask and everything, and I am writing Python script, or I am just writing what is pandas and what is numpy. I'm reading that, right? Don't get overwhelmed. It's a little steep curve, but believe me, if you have patience and if you put in correct effort, it's a highly rewarding journey, and it's not that tough. It's not rocket science. You'll be able to get it. You'll be able to understand it. Believe me, you just need to practice a little bit more, have an open mind, study a little bit more, and then try to think how you can implement all that academic knowledge in a real world problem. So that bridge is still lacking in most of the cases, where we know a lot of academic stuff, but we are not able to implement it in our use cases or in real world problems. So try to focus on that. Do a lot of POCs, a lot of freelancing you can do. Go to Kaggle, solve a lot of stuff over there. So there are many such platforms. I think everybody is very smart nowadays. They know all of this. So no extra gyan for that. But yeah, just have patience. Don't get overwhelmed. That's the only thing that worked for me. And I kept studying. And I think after a point you reach where you feel, okay, I know a little bit. And I would still say you don't know everything. Nobody knows everything, and you don't even know half of it. But after a point, you will feel confident that I know a little bit. So you don't feel alien in a data science discussion. That's all.
Yeah, that's really a great advice and a motivational kind of thing, Nishkam. That's fine, Nishkam. That's about the podcast.